Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 Career Mode. I hope you all having a great day. Today it's the Season 1 finale of the Cup Series where Denny Hamlin, with the most wins on the season of 7, will go against the likes of William Byron, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Elliott for a championship here this weekend. It's a big weekend because we have NASCAR's second Exhibition International event in Brazil alongside Formula 1 that we will be at on Friday afternoon. NASCAR moved qualifying from Saturday to Friday, so we can actually go to Brazil, for Saturday, and do that event there. But we were about to get on the racetrack, and it wasn't without a bit of drama because my team, Tricon Garage, going into my final race with them last episode, we announced that we are leaving Tricon and are going to race for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Well, of course, you guys know Dale Jr. is buying out my contract. Tricon not happy about it, and they have announced this weekend they are going to take this to court. That's right, they are taking me and Junior Motorsports to court over the off-season. Obviously not what you want to hear when you're racing for the team that's suing you coming into the final weekend, but I mean, we're going to do what we can, and we'll see how things end up going into this off-season. But Tricon Garage simply said in the media, we're severely disappointed in the actions from both Junior Motorsports and our driver, Gary Owen, acting in bad faith. And we are going to seek legal action, and we'll see how it works out in court. And it's not necessarily to keep me on the team. It's actually to basically sue for more money instead of just Dale Jr. buying out my contract. So we'll see how it goes. I think we're going to be in a good position. But nonetheless, we'll be racing for Junior Motorsports regardless of what happens there going into next season as we come through into qualifying now. And, of course, that situation's on the back of our mind, and we're just going to go and try to focus in on what we can focus in on, and that's just driving these Tricon Garage cars as fast as possible as we head down this back straightaway towards turn number 3 now, and trying to get to the bottom there, completely missed that yellow line, and as we exit turn 4 nearly into the wall, had to lift a little bit to the line. It's 22nd with a 28.122. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but not bad at the same time. Christopher Bell on pole, then the final 4, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th with Blaney, Byron, Hamlin, and Elliott. Chase Elliott has yet to win a race at all this season, and he has a chance to become a champion here this weekend as you see the rest of your qualifying order. Now we come through into Brazil. It's the NASCAR International Exhibition Series second showcase race, and it would take place shortly after Formula 1 qualifying. And here on Saturday late afternoon, we are going to be racing into the sunset, and it's going to get dark by the time this thing was over. And we started in the back half of the top 10 7-lap event here as we went down into turn number 1, and up front already some issues. That's William Byron. William Byron just got spun around by someone, couldn't tell who took him out, but we stay green and continue into the top 5. Thank you very much. And one of the big things that happened when we first did this showcase in Bathurst alongside the Repco Supercars was the Chevrolets were really struggling for speed. Look at this. Ross Chastain just simply dumps the 24 of Byron on the exit of turn 1. So thank you very much, I guess, as we were leaning on the back of SVG here in that number 97, and well, actually going to give him a little bit of a shot to the right rear, sending him off the racetrack. He saves it, thank goodness, as I've got Ty Gibbs, Toyota teammate, there just behind myself as we were very quickly now going for a move up the inside of Kyle Busch. William Byron had already retired out of this race. He had made it not even a full corner as we would clear Kyle Busch and move up into P3, just Chastain and Larson to go through. And right off the bat, we were seeing very similar outcomes to what we saw in Australia with the debut of the series, is Chevrolet kind of struggling for pace. And Chevrolet announced announced as well in the first event that we will actually see Chevrolet in the 24 Hours of Daytona with the Garage 56 car, and I will be one of 4 drivers behind the wheel for that car as well, which is very exciting now, as we would very quickly here on lap 2 run down Kyle Larson, and it's not even going to be a contest. The Chevrolets just don't have the speed, so something that program is going to have to work on going into the 24 Hours of Daytona in the off season. But we take the lead, but we got Toyotas of Gibbs and Riley Herbst of all people up here as well in the conversation with us now, as we were trying to hold on to the lead of this race now, and Ty Gibbs is right to my back bumper, and what didn't help me was overshooting the final corner, and that's going to allow Gibbs to get right to my left rear, and we might battle side by side, leaving just enough room for him in that number 54. Well, actually he's running the number 18 here in the International Series, and we're going to be side by side for the lead down the long front straightaway. The sun is setting, the lights are on, and into turn 1, Gibbs is going to get us for the lead of this race now, as Riley Herbst is right here on the conversation. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, and we're going to have to actually get back in front of Riley Herbst here as we exit the corner now, and fortunately for me, we will be able to pass him, so it really would just come down between myself and Ty Gibbs. And as we came to just 2 laps to go in this race, we had driven away from the cars behind. Denny Hamlin up to 4th, Briscoe 5th. It's Toyota again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a Ford of Austin Cindric, as we were really putting the pressure on the back of Ty Gibbs. And as we approached the final lap of this race, it's going to be a 1v1 duel between himself and I. None of us have won a cup race, but here we are looking to win the second race of the International Series. And up the inside, contact into turn number 1 with Gibbs now in the Interstate Batteries livery. We continue side by side. We clear him through the left-hander, but we're going to have to lift. A very shallow mid-corner leads to a wide exit, and that allows Gibbs to fire one back up the left side. We're going to be side by side on the run into turn number 4 now. So much aura to these, just the lights around this car now. Gibbs, though, can't quite make it stick. Neither can I. Off the racetrack, we come back alongside again, wheel to wheel with Gibbs, but he has all the momentum, and Ty Gibbs is clear, and we would follow him all the way through the tight and windy second sector and wait until the final corner, and I know we can get the slipstream to be able to run down Ty Gibbs and pass him, maybe coming to the line. It is going to be close now. One set of just a bend basically remains here, and we have got the draft from the back of the number 18 as we exit that left-hander, and here we go, coming to the start-finish line. Who's it going to be? We got the run. We'll pull out alongside, but a contact there between the 2 of us at the line. It says we got him. It says we win over Ty Gibbs, barely by 2/1000ths of a second here in Brazil. And at the bottom of the grid there, you would see as well the rest of your finishing order, a few retirements of Buescher, Blaney, and Byron as well. What a race. And now we fast forward into Sunday afternoon, where it is time to determine a NASCAR Cup Series champion here in the 2025 season. The International Series will return next season as well at 3 venues to be announced. One of them, however, is confirmed to be in Japan. But here we go. It's time. NASCAR Championship 4 weekend is officially underway here from Phoenix Raceway. Who's it going to be? Denny Hamlin, the most wins on the season of 7. Is it going to be William Byron, who's been the most consistent driver, has the best average finish of 7 here this season? Or is it going to be the King of Phoenix, Ryan Blaney, a couple wins to show on the season? Or will it be your 2020 Cup Series champion, Chase Elliott, winless on the season? I would say the odds are certainly stacked against the Napa Auto Parts team as we look to finish the season on a high, even with the news, of course, that Tricon's taking us to court. Well, we are just going to quite simply do what we can to end on a positive note, and then focus in on going to race for Dale Earnhardt Jr. next season in the number 15, and I'm very, very much looking forward to that as well as we exit turn 2. And unfortunately, off the bat here, starting off slow as we head down into turn number 3, and the 20 of Christopher Bell currently leads away now. Bell missing the final 4 by just a couple of points after a really rough race in Martinsville, and that allowed Chase Elliott to get himself in over the number 20 and give himself a little bit of life coming into this Final Four weekend, as it has been one heck of a season. So many ups and downs as this season has progressed for us and this team. We started out horrible, and we just grinded it out. We got to the mid-season, and we really struggled in the mid-season. It felt like it just we were stuck in a lull for a good 4, 5, 6 races. And then we kind of got through that, and we got into some of the road courses, Chicago and Sonoma, and, going in towards Watkins Glen, and that really felt like where our season was starting to turn. Of course, we missed the playoffs, but once the playoffs started, everything seemed to kind of change for this team, and we became a regular top 20, top 15 team, clicking off a few top 10s, and of course, we're leaving this team, but as a driver, I think we've grown a lot. We have learned a lot, and I think we're going to be able to, bring that to junior motorsports and go from a rookie driver that did not win in his rookie season. Doesn't look like we're going to win here today, but I think second season, I think we're going to be racing for 2, 3, 4 wins, and as well with the new chase format coming in, I think we'll be, faring pretty well as well, and we're going to have to work a little bit on our consistency if we're going to be a championship threat, though, with that new chase format coming in for the 2026 season. Here we are, though, at the end of stage 1. It was only 15 laps, and we didn't really go anywhere. We got to AJ Allmendinger, but a big slide right there on the exit of turn 4, and I was definitely looking for some adjustments. I was a little bit too loose for the first time. Usually it's the opposite. I'm too tight, but no, I was way too loose at this point now, as Christopher Bell was cruising to a stage 1 victory through 3 and off turn 4. Christopher Bell will take stage number 1, and as we head down towards turn 3 and 4, we just wait for 10th place to cross the line and get ready to make some adjustments on this number 85 Tricon Garage Toyota Camry. So P26 here in stage 1. I'm going to immediately tackle the tire pressures as usual, but as well on the wedge, we are going to make a very slight adjustment from 50.0 to 50.5, and the right side tire pressures will now match the lefts of 15 psi, which is the lowest, of course, that we can go.
Here we come, fellas. Be ready.
So as we get ready for stage 2, we're going to have a lot more laps here in stage 2. It's going to be basically double the length, and we'll be restarting alongside Allmendinger just behind the number 3 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet of Austin Dillon, as a green flag is back out. Stage 2 is underway. Stage 1 was very nice and quick, and as we return to racing, though, we got 31 laps of racing here in stage 2, so like I said, a lot more racing here in this second stage compared to stage number 1, and a lot of time for things to play out. We also cannot make it on fuel in stage 2. We can go about 20 laps or a little bit more on a full fuel tank, so we will have to make a pit stop as we are going to continue to follow the number 3, and he's just behind his RCR teammate Kyle Busch. We actually split through the middle here, 3 wide on the exit of turn 4, coming to the start-finish line. Nemechek on my insides, clear. We drop back to P27, but I could tell immediately right there in turn 3 that we've got a way better handling car than we just did in stage 1, so I'm feeling a lot more confident because we didn't really go anywhere in stage 1 once we settled into our track position, which was in the wrong direction from where we started. But I think that stage 2, with the way this car is handling, once we kind of settle in here after 4 or 5 laps, I think we'll have a really good opportunity to start going forward now as we start cutting that dog leg. Just trying to save a little bit of time here as we've got the 41 of Cole Custer trying to pounce on the back of us here now, but now to the inside of Kyle Busch, who's been fading. We'll pass him, immediately pull alongside the Celsius 16 Chevrolet for colleague racing of AJ Allmendinger behind the wheel there, and we are continuing to now start making these little strides forward, even when I'm running the inside. This is where I don't like to be. I like to be where the 7 is in turns 1 and 2, but we were making it work. We had passed Haley, and around goes behind us the number 8 of Kyle Busch. Caution for cause for the first time tonight or today here in Phoenix, and the caution is out, and everybody surprisingly is going to stay on the racetrack, so we'll stay out as well. And hope you guys enjoy the onboard camera, we'll call it there, with my wheel cam here in stage 2. I wanted to change it up a little bit for this season finale, and as well as we take the green flag once again, you see me as usual in my Next Level Racing GT Racer 2.0 rig, and if you go in the description down below, there's a link, and if you use my code GOIN5, you can get a 5% discount on Next Level Racing's website for their sim racing products, such as just a seat or a full-blown rig. They have absolutely awesome products products now, and I am very fortunate to be collaborating with them now, as we're going to try and go 3 wide around the outside of Eric Jones, ripping through 3 and out of turn 4, close quarters racing to the back of the 77 of Carson Hocevar, now on lap 9 of stage number 2 here, and we got a great run as we head down into turn 1. We're going to try and stick it around the outside of the 7 of Hocevar now as we roll through the center of the corner, get a good exit here on the exit of turn 2, but Hocevar is still going to be at my door, and he's going to slam us into the outside wall. Hocevar drives up into the side of us and puts us in the wall. You see my reaction, giving a little clap like, nice job, buddy. And I am not, no, it's the season finale. I have had a lot of moments this season where we have been ran over, and Hocevar is one of the drivers we've had to run in, and at this point I said, okay, it's the season finale. I got nothing to lose here. If I run him over, you know, I'm going to make sure it happens the right way. And we passed the 42 of John Hunter. Nemechek now coming to lap 11, but certainly not happy with that 77 of Carson Hocevar as Christopher Bell continues to lead the way here now. And Tyler Reddick not having a great race, not a great track record usually at this track, as we continue now to pass him and cut that dog leg down on lap 13. I can confirm just from here that currently the 12 of Ryan Blaney is your highest running Final 4 driver, and Chase Elliott is 4th running, and he's actually in the bottom half of the top 10, not having a great race so far in that number 9 camp now, is Denny Hamlin 2nd currently in the Final 4 as we now cut the dog leg. And well, who do we have here? The number 77 of Carson Hocevar as we are settling in here to P22 just behind the Spire Motorsports driver as we clear the 45 Jordan branded Toyota there of Tyler Reddick now, and we can focus in on a battle with the 77 as we approach the halfway point here in stage number 2. Hocevar way up the racetrack. We'll pull alongside him here as we head down the front straightaway. Cut the dog leg now as we continue side by side and just about clear on the run into turn number 1. Hocevar pulls back alongside us now as we get sideways and we overcorrect. We turn around the 77, and that's going to bring out the yellow here in stage number 2. And you see the remorse on my face. Obviously would never mean to do anything like that to someone that put me in the wall 7 laps ago. Now, as this is also going to change up the strategy, and NASCAR was not happy.
Okay, pass through penalty for you. Pull it off here.
Well, you heard it there. NASCAR has issued a pass-through penalty to the number 85 for intentional wrecking, and okay, yeah, it was definitely on purpose. I did get sideways a little bit, and I used that as my opportunity to overcorrect into the left rear of the 77. Yeah, we'll return to this racing action, and as we head down into turn 2, letting the field go, we'll come through and serve our pass-through penalty. And yeah, I mean, at this point I didn't care. It's the final race of the season. We don't have a championship on the line. I said I'm going to take care of business. Unfortunately, we lose a lap, and Brad Keselowski currently leads. And I should immediately mention this: the pit strategy. We saw a lot of drivers pit, well, including Final 4 drivers of Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin. Now, one of the drivers that stayed out was the 9 of Chase Elliott. I can confirm in this current moment, Keselowski leads, Chase Elliott 2nd, Hamlin, Blaney, Byron, they're all in traffic right now trying to work their way forward as Brad Keselowski would win stage number 2, and of course we are just waiting for the caution, and we'll get the free pass, and we'll be back on the lead lap here for the 3rd and final stage of this race. So we served our penalty, and now it's like, okay, let's just come in to get, you know, 4 fresh tires and focus in on going back forwards here, and we'll try to end the season on as high of a note as we possibly can.
Let us know if you want to change this strategy up.
So we'll take 4 tires. Adjustments wise, I didn't want any because I was actually pretty happy with the way the car was driving. So we're going to keep it the same, and we'll get ready for stage number 3. Chase Elliott took the lead. Oh boy, the number 9 out in front as the 3rd and final stage is underway in the championship 4 race. It's Elliott and Keselowski on the front row, and he's got all 3 Final 4 drivers chasing him deep in traffic. Blaney, Hamlin, as well as his Hendrick Motorsports teammate of William Byron in the number 24 for the Exalta Chevrolet colors. Who is going to be able to hold on to this championship? Will it be Elliott, or will it be the other 3 that are trying to chase him down? They have got 32 laps to pull it off. So that is more than enough time to get through this field for those guys that are already about halfway through. So the big thing is for Chase Elliott. If Chase Elliott can just simply hold the lead, however, that's going to be a very different dynamic, and I think it'll be a little bit more difficult for the rest of the field to actually get him, or the rest of the Final Four, I should say. For us, I'm trying to be a lot smarter in this final stage about how we race and make sure we just get to the end without causing any issues, and trying to still get, of course, the best finish possible. But we learned a lot in stage 1 and stage 2 aside from the beef with the 77, and I just know we got to take our time here. Now actually going to be a bit of contact with the 78. Did not anticipate him kind of moving up half a lane, so unfortunately that hurts my momentum, as I also clipped the wall there on the exit of turn 4. But shortly thereafter, lap 51, we're just ripping around the top here of both the 78 and the 41 Haas Automation Ford Mustang there for the Haas factory team. And watch this move here, 3 wide around the outside in turn 3 and 4. It's really easy in 1 and 2, but it feels even better when you do it right here in 3 and 4. And we are continuing to work our way forward. Ty Gibbs having an absolutely horrific day, as Zim and I had that photo finish in the International Series just 1 day ago. And now here we are racing for 33rd together now, as we are continuing, though. Fortunately, to go forward now, as we'll pass the 35 of Riley Herbst, who finished 3rd in the International Series there in Interlagos, as we'll cut down back to this dog leg and continue to work our way forward. We had now broken into the top 30, but Chase Elliott, coming up on 20 laps to go, is still leading this race, and all of a sudden the situation is changing. Could Chase Elliott be the favorite here in the closing laps to win the championship? We do have a green flag potential pit stop on the way as well. That could change the outcome as well. We have seen green flag pit stops really shuffle things, so Chase Elliott is far from safe as we continue to make up ground. Now for us, I was thinking of doing something different. I wanted to change my strategy, and I was like, okay, here's what I already know we're going to do. We're going to take 2 right side tires, and we're going to take 1 can of fuel, and that will be more than enough to get to the end of the race. And I think that's going to be a good call, and I'm planning, as my tire warning light comes on, I'm like, okay, we're going to pit, a few laps early and try to really get this advantage to kind of kick in for us now. So as we're behind SVG, I'm like, okay, let's get ready to pit here, as we are going to, in fact, take 1 can of fuel. Like I said, 2 right side tires, no adjustments. Again, happy with the way the car is driving. We got an estimated 5 laps of fuel. The AI around us, they're going to stretch that all the way till they've got 1 lap of fuel, 0 laps of fuel. So we know they're not going to pit for another 4 to 5 laps. So we're going to come in, though, and make our final pit stop of this 2025 rookie season. And it's as simple. 2 right side tire pit stop now. It's going to be in the 7 to 8 second range, maybe 9, 8.5. We'll get back rolling here now, and it's going to be a little bit over 10 laps to go. So obviously now we just got to hope it stays green here for 5 or 6 more laps, and then we'll be, kind of waiting to see where we shuffle out at that point, because I really don't know if the drivers around us are going to take 2 or 4 or no tires. As well, there goes the 34 of Todd Gilliland, and we're trapped a lap down. And now one positive is we're in the free pass position. So we might as well come back into the pits and take 4 tires, because we'll be starting last no matter what. But the negative is we got to pass all those cars one more time. Chase Elliott is still in front as we get ready to go back racing. We get the free pass once again. Bubba Wallace is on the front row with Chase Elliott. Then it's Joey Logano and Keselowski. William Byron is the closest championship 4 driver, currently restarting in 7th. Hamlin is deep in the field. Ryan Blaney as well, I should mention, is up there in the top 10, trying to get into the conversation. He's actually on the outside of William Byron as we exit turn 2, and now getting to the inside of Zane Smith. I believe everybody took 4 tires. I could kind of tell. Usually you can tell based off the speed you have on the exit of turn 2, and it looks like everyone's on 4, so we're not going to have a huge advantage. I am super aggressive through the middle. That's just frustration with how this race has gone. But Chase Elliott continues to lead here from Phoenix with less than 10 laps to go. Is his first win of the season going to be right here in Phoenix in the season finale? What a walk-off win that would be, as we're going to rip around the top 3 wide and continue to gain track position. But it looks like it's going to be difficult to get that top 25. Just got to hope it stays green for the sponsor goal, and it's not going to. Caution's going to fly. Around goes the 48 of Alex Bowman, and this is going to force, I think, only a 3-lap dash for this championship. And Chase Elliott is in control as we get ready to go back green. If you're Chase Elliott, that's what you wanted to see. Less laps of racing. As here we go. I can confirm William Byron's into third. Blaney's in fifth. Hamlin's deep in the field. He's got no chance. But as Elliott, Byron, Blaney, all leading the inside lane bumper to bumper, so they're going to be all over each other as we come into these closing laps. You can see from here that Exalta Chevrolet, the colors, the red, yellow, and blue on the back of the number 9 in Blaney, and that big bright yellow blob just behind the 24, as we are not going to have a chance to get that top 25, unfortunately. Now, we had, in my opinion, I feel like this is a top 20 car that just unfortunately we did not execute the way we needed to, but the battle is on for the championship. 2 laps to go. Byron, Blaney have cleared the rest of the field for second and third. It's Elliott in the 2 championship threats behind him, trying to chase him down, trying to pass him in these closing laps. Who's it going to be? Chase Elliott. What a story it's been since, of course, Kyle Larson joined Hendrick Motorsports in 2021. He's become an afterthought on that team half the season, it feels like, usually. But now Elliott leads the way at the white flag. He's got 1 lap to go, and he's about to become a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion as we cut the dog leg as hard as we can. 1 final time alongside Gibbs and Gailey just off our front nose. We'll split in between these 2 drivers now, but Chase Elliott leads the way down the back straightaway. He's got no pressure. Blaney's battling with Byron. It's over. Chase Elliott's first win of the season is going to be an iconic one because it will solidify him as a 2-time NASCAR champion. Chase Elliott is your 2025 Cup Series champ as we cross the line for a 30th place finish. And can you believe it? Chase Elliott, 2-time champion over Blaney in second, Byron in third, and you have to go, I think, outside of the top 20 to even find Denny Hamlin, who just never recovered after losing track position. 24th place finish for the progressive number 11 Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing as we finish the season off in 30th position. Chad Fincham and Zane Smith there at the bottom of the grid. And what a season it was, and it's over. We go into season 2, an off-season video coming as well. A lot to cover, but Chase Elliott does it. I cannot believe that. He actually won a race at the perfect time and becomes a champion of the Cup Series. Some would call that a Mickey championship, and I would say you're 100% right. But doesn't matter how you got him. Everyone plays within the same rules, and Chase Elliott comes out on top as we end up 23rd in the standings in our rookie season. What a season it was. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for your support this season. It was a blast, and I can't wait for you guys to see season 2 and as well the off-season video coming in just a few days. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a great day.
Need an X-Zero.